Everybody, Dave here, Hidden Freedom Investing, and welcome back to another video. In this video, I want to go over the Power of Dividend series, and we're going to look at a different scenario. If you did not see the last video last month, that was on how to receive Coca-Cola for the rest of your life for free, basically using the Power of Dividends. You look at that video up here, or you can look at the playlist as well, the Power of Dividends. In this video, we're going to go over how to receive a iPhone every 3 years with the Power of Dividends. So this is just kind of a fun exercise that you can go through to get an idea of how much dividends and how much you have to have invested to basically get a free product the rest of your life. So let's not waste any time, let's go ahead and get started. For a limited time through September 7th, M1 is doing an amazing deal. If you deposit $100, open an account, deposit $100, you get $50 for free. I get $50, you get $50. And that is a 50% return on your money by just opening an account and depositing $100. And you can see here, get $50 when you refer a friend to M1. And right now that is from July 7th to September 7th. All right, so you both get $50, deposit $100, and $500 for IRA. So there you go. The link will be down in the description or the first pinned comment if you want to open an account with M1. All right, we're logged into my spreadsheet here, and we're on the overview page. And this is not the page we need to be on, but let's go over here to Power of Dividends. All right, so we're on the Power of Dividends. Already have everything filled in. And here is our iPhone to the right over here. So it's Apple iPhone 12 Pro Max. And honestly, I've never owned an iPhone in my life. I take that back. I got provided, I think, an iPhone 4 from work one time while I was working overseas. So I've never had to buy one on my own, and I was actually pretty surprised how expensive they are. And I don't even think this is the latest one. I think it's the latest one now, but I think 2021, a new one's gonna be coming out later this year. So yeah, but basically $1,100 for an iPhone. That is crazy. Of course, I don't think Samsungs are much cheaper. So, all right. So the product today is Apple iPhone 12 Max. And I'm using Verizon today as the stock ticker we're going to invest in to basically pay for the iPhone 12 Max. This is the price from Verizon as well. Yes, you could use AT&T if you wanted to, and we'll just, kind of throw the ticker AT&T in there just to get an idea. I'm not going to go through all the numbers with AT&T, but right now I just didn't want to use AT&T because they will be cutting the dividend probably next year, so I just didn't want to throw that in there. Why not just use Verizon? All right, so we got the ticker in there is VZ, that's Verizon. We got the company logo, and we got the current stock price, $55.95. That's the yearly chart there. So we've kind of been trending down a little bit over the last several months. And then we have the annual dividend is $2.51, which comes out to a dividend yield of $4.49. Excuse me, $4.49%. Company name, Verizon Communications, company sector, that's communication services, telecom services, and they're in the USA, they're based in the USA. Product information over here, we got iPhone 12 Max, product source is from Verizon. Product cost $1,099.99. We're not going to include tax today. I don't normally put any stuff like that there, but just because it's different for everybody. So just to keep things simple, we're not going to put tax in there or anything like that, or we're not going to talk about this financing over here. It looks like you can kind of spread that out. So if you're doing this method here anyway, why do you even need to spread it out, right? It does have a 0 APR, so that's actually pretty good. So if you just pay on it $36 a month, I suppose that's a good option. As long as it gets paid off before that 30 months there, you won't probably have to pay no interest on it. So, all right, to basically get to $1,099.99, we have to divide that out by the multiplier here by 0.02778, because normally I would do a product in there that we have to, buy every month or buy a couple times a month, and that's what the multiplier is for. In this case here, we only have to spread this out over 3 years. So every 3 years, we only need $1,099.99, which if you divide that by 3, it comes out to $366.69, which means we need 146.09 shares of Verizon, which comes out to a value of $8,173.89. So that would be the total amount you need to invest. And then you divide it out by $55.95, which is the share price up here, you get 246.09 shares. And that should make you be able to pay for an iPhone every 3 years. So I took it one step further here and threw the CAGR tool down here and also threw inflation information down there. Right now we think inflation is roughly about 2%, so that would bring up the product cost to $1121.99. So you would need $374.03 every single year for 3 years to basically pay for the new product after 3 years, which would come out to 145.77 shares. Obviously, that's less than this number up here, which doesn't make any sense, but you have to understand we have the CAGR in there. So if I just, for instance, put the CAGR at 0, we come out to 149.01 shares. So yes, the inflation would increase the amount of money we need to invest and also the amount of shares. The new value would be 8337.36 total invested, divided by 55.95 would come out to 149.01 shares. And that's obviously not taken into account the CAGR. So let's just go ahead and calculate the CAGR here on Verizon, which I believe these numbers are correct, but I'll show you where I got that information from. If you're enjoying my content, please go ahead and like and subscribe and set that bell notification. So here we are on Seeking Alpha, and from here we're going to find out, we're going to look up the dividend history information. So we get the ticker in there is Verizon. We go to dividend history, we scroll down. We're going to look for 2015 first, and because we're going to go back 5 years basically. So we're going to add up all these numbers here. We'll bring up the calculator. We'll do 0.55 times 3. And then we're going to do plus 0.565. That comes out to $2.21.5. So let's go back to the portfolio here. 21, let me see, 221.5. So already got the number in there. And then we're also going to look up the number for 2020 because that's the last full year. So for 2020, let's go back to Seeking Alpha. We'll go scroll up here. So 2020, so that's the last full year. That's the reason why we're using that year there. We're not going to use 2021 because it's not completely filled out yet. So bring up the calculator here and we'll do 0.615 times 3 plus 0.6275. That comes out to $2.47.25. Go back to the portfolio, so $2.47.25, $2.47.25. All right, so, and then we just need a Control Z to back that out because I manually put a number in there. So, all right, we come out to $2.22%. That's a super low CAGR for Verizon, but the telecommunications sector and those telecom services stocks really have a low CAGR. AT&T is really not much better than that, although the starting yield on AT&T is really good right now, but that will be getting cut most likely next year. So with the CAGR in there, you can see that kind of lower the numbers, right? So originally, if we had a 0 in there, it went from 149 shares, and if we had the CAGR in there, that actually brings it down to 145 shares, 0.77. So we actually need less shares. We actually need less money invested despite the inflation being 2% because the CAGR actually is higher than the inflation. So if the CAGR was the same actual percentage as the inflation, it should be the exact same numbers as above. So 146 shares, 0.09, same money invested, $8,173.89. So let's back that out there. So as long as inflation does not exceed our CAGR there, we will actually be able to drip the excess back into the stock. So we'll be able to drip in 82 cents back into the stock. and actually continue to grow this out. So we can see the yield going from 4.49% up to 4.59% just by the CAGR alone. So also you can see the dividend increase from $2.51 annually up to $2.57 annually. So that is the power of dividends there. Obviously, you could finance that out. I'm not really a person that finances stuff out. That seems like a good deal right there. They just throw that into your monthly bill is what I'm assuming. And if you don't have it paid off by 30 months, my guess is that you're gonna have to pay interest on the complete amount, not just the amount that's due. That's just a guess, but if you didn't want to do that and you wanted to get a free iPhone every 3 years, then you would have to invest $8,173 into Verizon stock at this current price, at this current yield, and you would basically get a free iPhone every 3 years. So it's just as shit and giggles here. I was gonna throw T in there real quick. I'm not gonna run through all the numbers, but if I threw T in there, right now they're yielding 7.46%, and you would only need 176 shares if you invested in AT&T at this time, which would a total amount only be $4,918. So that's a pretty substantial difference there, and that's the reason why the yield makes a difference. Obviously, I'm not going to run through the CAGR numbers on AT&T, but just wanted to show you there, if we did AT&T, you would basically need to invest $4,918.62 to get a free iPhone every 3rd year. But these numbers as of July 21st, and like I said, AT&T most likely will probably cut their dividend next year. So I hope you enjoyed this video of how to get a free iPhone basically every 3 years by just investing a little bit of money into Verizon. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, leave a comment down below. Go ahead and hit me up on Facegram or Twitter, or you can shoot me an email if you want as well. So until next time, go ahead and like and subscribe. We'll see you next video. Thanks for watching.